Good morning and welcome to Arthritis Answers. I'm Kendall Jillian, the Development Manager for the Arthritis Foundation.
And I'm Jillian Lane, I'm the Community Engagement Director.
Today, with the holidays right around the corner, Thanksgiving less than a month away, we're going to talk about how stress can affect your arthritis, and it's also Diabetes Awareness Month, so we're going to talk about how diabetes and arthritis kind of go hand in hand.
Yes, there's a lot of comorbidities that comes with arthritis, unfortunately, and diabetes happens to be one of those. So yeah. Creeping up on people, I think. So we wanted to talk to you all today about stress and arthritis because the holidays can be stressful, and stress definitely affects your arthritis.
Yes, even someone who doesn't have arthritis, the holidays are stressful, and these tips can help anybody.
Absolutely. So, stress and arthritis. So, obviously worrying and stress impacts your immune system, and so, which is linked to your arthritis. So, having that additional stress and worry can, affect the strength of your immune system. So, so being aware of that's really important.
And most people with arthritis already have a compromised immune system, so stress is just making it even more compromised.
And not to mention that, with Thanksgiving coming up, the seasons are changing. It's when people are getting sick, so it's just really compromising and increasing the likelihood for you to get sick and then have a flare-up.
Yeah, cold weather's not good either, so there's a lot of things working against you this time of year.
Absolutely. So increasing the likelihood for a flare-up, we kind of touched on that, and then causing fatigue. Stress wears you down, and then if you're sick on top of that, it can just really kind of knock you for a long time, for a day, a week. So it can be a big deal.
And you're always running around at the holidays, lots of things to do, lots of parties to go to. So just take care of yourself.
Yes, get the rest that you need. And then just a few quick tips. So if you have an exercise routine, just stick with it. It's gonna help keep you energized and kind of decrease that fatigue. So that's one piece. And then just kind of general stress management things. Make your to-do list. I'm a big to-do list person, so I'm a big believer in that. But it's going to help you kind of just manage what you need to get done during the holiday season. And then taking some time for yourself. It's not easy to do, especially during the holidays. It's kind of that time of giving to everybody else, but make sure you give to yourself as well. It's equally as important. Don't be afraid to delegate. You have family members around you during the holidays. It's okay to ask people for help.
I would say don't do Thanksgiving all by yourself. Everybody can help with a dish. Somebody can put corn in the microwave if you need it.
Yeah, absolutely. And so delegate. Have your family bring that favorite dish that maybe you really love, and you know that they're able to make as well. So delegate. And then pace yourself. We kind of talked about that too. Make sure that you get the rest that you need. Take your time, and with that to-do list, it should help you pace yourself a little bit. So just kind of plan in advance and practice that time management. It'll help you to do that as well. So, and then shop early. A lot of folks get their family photos done. So just plan in advance. Get things done early. It's not going to hurt.
And I know a lot of photographers and photo places like JCPenney's and stuff, they are already booking up through December, so you want to just take that stress off and plan now.
Absolutely. So just a few quick, easy things to be mindful of during the holidays. And then some methods of managing stress. So we talked about meditation before, but this is going to be really helpful in helping you to manage your stress during the holidays. So it just helps you kind of relax. But also, it can take as little as 10 minutes. Just take a few minutes to kind of sit and breathe, and just practice it. If you haven't tried it before, you might as well try it.
And meditation is a good time when you're doing something for yourself, taking that time for yourself just to relax.
Absolutely. And you can always do it while you're at the grocery store. There's this thing called active meditation. So that's something that you can do maybe while you're out running your errands that don't take a ton of thought. You know what you need for the holidays. You've probably done it a million times. So maybe do it while you're at the grocery store. And so just some other things, that mind-body stress relief is really important and can really make a big impact. So imagining that picture in your mind, maybe your relaxation place is the beach, maybe it's, a hike in the forest, whatever that looks like for you. kind of just taking a minute to picture that in your head. I know that works for me. Trying Tai Chi, we talked about staying on track with your exercise routine, but maybe trying some Tai Chi, which really links that kind of body-mind relaxation element, which can really work during stressful times. Talking with your friends, talking with your family. If you're stressed out about something, tell somebody about it. It helps to get it off your chest. Absolutely. So maybe just take a walk, enjoying simple things. And maybe that's like, I have this favorite candle, it's my favorite scent, I'm just going to light this today while I'm doing what I need to do. So just the little things can make a big difference. And then also just finding services. We've kind of talked about the resource finder in the past, and that's something that it can be found online. It's resourcefinder.arthritis.org. And so if you need a little bit more extra support during the holidays, maybe are looking for that Tai Chi class to kind of explore that as an option, this is a great place to find that. So yeah, that's one of the few things that we are able to offer through the Arthritis Foundation, but you can kind of just go on there, put in your zip code, search for all sorts of things. So, and then resources that we have available as well.
Yeah, lots of different options. And we talked about, trying to keep your routine, but you also want to watch what you're eating, because on top of stress, lots of people gain weight during the holidays, and just 1 pound can make a huge difference on your joints. So be mindful of how much you eat at Thanksgiving. I know everybody says that whether you have arthritis or not, but it can really make a huge difference. 1 pound can make a huge difference on your knees.
Absolutely. And that being said, at the website at arthritis.org, you can find, anti-inflammatory recipes, maybe something that's a little bit healthier for those holiday dishes, so that you can make some substitutions to make it just a little bit healthier and a little bit more arthritis friendly as well.
And sometimes there's just a 1 ingredient switch that you have to make, and it makes all the difference in the world.
So yeah, just be sure to, check us out, check out the website, and I'm sure that there's a plethora of other anti-inflammatory recipes that you can find there as well.
We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about diabetes and your arthritis.
When Margaret and I decided to sell the old estate here, we had only one choice in signage: Logan Street Signs and Banners. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore, but rather located on 10th Street on the south side of Noblesville. Well, we sold the old beauty, and we were able to buy this wonderful estate. And we had so much money left over, I was able to buy this beautiful 1968 Eldorado Cadillac for Margaret. Only 472,000 miles. Margaret loves it because it's got those big seats and that heavy-duty suspension to support her svelte frame. Next time you're looking for signs or banners, call old Jim at Logan Street Signs and Banners, 773-7200. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore.
Everyone knows it's easy to find first-run movies in the big theaters. But where can you go to watch your favorite classic movies on the big screen for the perfect night out? Why rent a flick when you can rent the entire theater? Call today to reserve our 32-seat theater for your next event, or just stop by to see what's showing this weekend. The 14 by 7 foot screen and the high quality digital surround sound system offers all the amenities you would expect from the big theaters, with a laid back atmosphere and comfortable seating of your own home. Wofford Theater at 1744 South 10th Street in Noblesville gives you the classic movies you want with a big theater experience.
Welcome back to Arthritis Answers. We're going to talk about diabetes and your arthritis. It's Diabetes Awareness Month, as many people know, and there's a huge link between arthritis and diabetes, and we're going to talk a little bit about that.
Absolutely. So, arthritis and diabetes, we actually get quite a few questions about this, being that there's been a lot of advocacy around diabetes lately, folks are absolutely interested in learning a little bit more about what this means, and unfortunately arthritis is linked to a lot of different diseases, so diabetes is one of those as well, so we just kind of want to talk about how they work together, unfortunately. So we'll talk a little bit about diabetes with rheumatoid arthritis. We'll talk about it as it relates to osteoarthritis, since those are the two most common forms of arthritis, and just kind of discuss how they impact one another. So we'll start off by talking about rheumatoid arthritis. So as you all know, and if you've been watching the show, rheumatoid arthritis is an autoimmune disease, as is diabetes. So I mean, that's a huge thing. It's compromising your immune system, especially when they're together. So it's a huge impact. And if you have RA, you're about 50% more likely to have diabetes as well. So it increases your likelihood to have issues with diabetes. And then CRP is that marker that helps identify if you have arthritis. And so basically it's increasing the likelihood to develop that marker, that inflammatory marker. Okay, and then osteoarthritis and diabetes. Kendall talked a little bit about how maintaining that healthy weight, and that's a huge piece for osteoarthritis. We really try and let folks know that managing that weight and losing just a little bit of weight can really make a big difference. And as it relates to diabetes, it's going to help both.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen the show in the past, osteoarthritis is the wear and tear on the joints, what people call the old age arthritis, using your joints over and over again. Those factory workers, construction workers, they're more likely. Maybe you had a sports injury. That's just the type of arthritis we're talking about now.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, if you don't have cartilage in that joint and you have extra weight on, it's going to cause more pain and potentially just further damage, essentially. So that's really big with diabetes as well. And then osteoarthritis is usually linked to type 2 diabetes, and often it'll be that hip and knee joints that are usually affected.
Yeah, and those are the ones that are most affected when you gain weight, because all the pressure of your upper body is put on your legs and your knees and your hips.
Yes. So healthy weight management is really, really big. So what you can do, again, healthy weight. I'm going to touch on it again. I'm going to say it again. So just eating healthy, eating the healthier options that you have available, and just being mindful of that. Not everybody's going to be able to completely change their diet 100%, but the little change can really make a big difference.
Yeah, just making one change every so often can make a huge difference. Like we said, just in a recipe, changing one thing can make a huge impact.
You bet. And then also monitoring your glucose levels. So just keeping an eye on where you're at, and by eating right, that's going to help manage that. So we're going to also physical activity. So it's recommended about 30 minutes of activity, as much as possible. So if you can get it in every day, that's not realistic for everybody. But about, if you're going to go and do something active, do it for about 30 minutes.
Yeah, and you could, some of the best exercises for people with arthritis are those low impact. So if you have a local or community indoor pool this time of year, it would be a great time to go in there, because just walking around in the pool, you get a lot of exercise in a short period of time, and it's not hurting your joints.
Absolutely. So explore your options. And I'll share that link again for our resource finder. You can find those kinds of things there. So and
there are specific arthritis classes that they have around the city of Indianapolis, and in the suburbs. For people with arthritis, the water of the pools are different. It's all to help people with arthritis manage this weight and get in there 30 minutes of physical activity.
And during the entire class, the instructor is going to be very mindful and knowledgeable about arthritis. And if you're struggling with that, it'll really, really be a good fit for you. And then eat the same amount of food at each meal. So just a little bit of portion control, which I think is a little bit of a challenge for everybody. But and staying on that meal schedule every day too is going to help you. And then in terms of what to eat, we talk about this a lot, and we get a lot of questions about it. So you want to consume some healthy proteins and healthy fats. Whole grain carbs, and then those non-starchy vegetables at each meal. Those are kind of the things that you want to focus on. So when you're looking at planning those meals, be mindful of that. And we talked about the holidays just a little bit ago, and that's something else that you can kind of take into consideration when you're doing meal planning. For the
Yeah,
holidays.
and I found a lot of people, it helps if they have those healthy snacks that they can kind of eat between meals, and then they don't go into dinner and they're starving because they haven't had anything since lunch. When the dietitian was here, we talked about pumpkin seeds, which are really popular this time of year. You know, just having little things you can throw in your purse or your work bag, or even keep in your glove compartment that you can kind of chew on throughout the day, so you're not starving going into the meal and then overeating.
Yeah, that, or you know, just linking it back to the holidays again. You're running around, you're running yourself ragged. You don't have to stop for that unhealthy meal because you're starving. You'll have something to hold you over, and then you can make the right decision when you get home. So, just a few of those little tricks that we have. And then again, I have the Resource Finder link one more time. So it's resourcefinder.arthritis.org. So you can find those arthritis-specific exercise classes. A lot of local YMCAs have them. Fitness centers. There are some, you know, like rehabilitation centers that will often have these kind of arthritis-specific exercise classes. Kendall mentioned water, which is a great option, being that it's cold. Those pools are nice and heated, so it feels really nice. But there's also land arthritis classes as well. So we talked about Tai Chi. That's an option.
Yeah, and with the Tai Chi program, they can do it sitting down. So if you're someone who you're like, I can't stand for 30 minutes because your arthritis is so bad, they can bring in a chair and you can sit down and still do the exercises and still get the movement you need to keep your joints fluid and moving.
There's lots of adaptations that these instructors know all about. So if you need that, don't be afraid to mention it because they'll be able to help.
Yeah, and like we said, they're trained for people with arthritis, so they're there to help you specifically.
Okay. So, but yeah, so that's just a little bit about, you know, managing diabetes if you have arthritis as well.
We're going to take another quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about an upcoming event here happening on the north side of Indianapolis.
You know, when Margaret and I decided to sell the old estate here, we had only one choice in signage. Logan Street signs and banners. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore, but rather located on 10th Street on the south side of Noblesville. Well, we sold the old beauty, and we were able to buy this wonderful estate. And we had so much money left over, I was able to buy this beautiful 1968 Eldorado Cadillac for Margaret. Only 472,000 miles. Margaret loves it because it's got those big seats and that heavy-duty suspension to support her svelte frame. Next time you're looking for signs or banners, call old Jim at Logan Street Signs and Banners, 773-7200. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore.
Everyone knows it's easy to find first-run movies in the big theaters. But where can you go to watch your favorite classic movies on the big screen for the perfect night out? Why rent a flick when you can rent the entire theater? Call today to reserve our 32-seat theater for your next event, or just stop by to see what's showing this weekend. The 14 by 7 foot screen and the high quality digital surround sound system offers all the amenities you would expect from the big theaters, with a laid back atmosphere and comfortable seating of your own home. Wofford Theater at 1744 South 10th Street in Noblesville gives you the classic movies you want with a big theater experience.
Welcome back to Arthritis Answers. We have an upcoming event happening on the north side of Indianapolis that we want to talk about. It's free.
Yes, it's free. So the Arthritis Foundation does a lot of community education, kind of just based on request. So I just wanted to kind of share that as a precursor, that this is something that if ever in your community you go to a community center, we'd be happy to come out and chat with you and share information. But that being said, we do have one coming up. It's going to be on November 17th. We're going to be doing it over at the Sheridan at Keystone at the Crossing. So it'll be in that hotel kind of conference space. And we're really excited to be partnering with Eli Lilly. We're going to be talking a little bit about rheumatoid arthritis. So yeah, we're going to have a physician, a rheumatologist who's going to be present. She's going to talk a little bit about RA and share just kind of some general information. What does RA mean? How do you get diagnosed? What does RA look like for individuals that have it?
And if people have questions, she'll be there to answer their questions.
You bet, yeah. She's going to present for maybe about 30 minutes, and then she will provide ample time for question and answer. We know that a lot of folks can really have a struggle when it comes to accessing a rheumatologist or accessing the right physician, and some folks don't always know that rheumatologists even exist and that there are specialists for arthritis, and so she'll be able to be there to so that folks can really ask some pointed questions about their arthritis specifically, or just kind of general questions as well.
Yeah, and this is a great opportunity. I know we have some great rheumatologists that we work with, but some people, their doctors are in and out. They have a lot of patients to see, and this is a good time to get some FaceTime with a rheumatologist. They're there to answer your questions, and you can ask those questions maybe you didn't think about till after you left the office, or the doctor was really busy that day and they might not have had enough time for every patient to answer every question.
Yeah, and the other thing that, kind of building on that, we're going to be really focusing on when you go see your physician, what kind of questions should you answer? Or ask, what kind of questions should you ask? What are those things that kind of the list of things that you need to kind of talk to your physician about, but also talking about how to talk to your physician about your arthritis, because a lot of folks, it's really intimidating going into that office. And like you said, I know that a lot of folks go in with a long list of questions in their head, and they leave and then they think,
I didn't
ask half the questions I came in with. So we wanted to really be able to allow that time and allow the physician, to share from her perspective what do they need from you to really better serve you. Yeah, that's a big challenge that I know that physicians and patients face.
I know a lot of people, Eli Lilly is working on a project to help people kind of think of these questions and track every day, because I know just between my parents, the doctor will ask my dad, how are you doing? And he'll say, fine. And my mom will be like, no, you're not. Remember, this happened 2 weeks ago. And he's just like, oh, well, I'm fine right now. And it's important to keep track of things that are happening between visits, because you might be fine now, but there might have been something that happened a few weeks ago that they need to know about.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll have some information about us at this event as well, and like Kendall said, it'll be free. So if you're interested in going, my phone number is listed there, or the Arthritis Foundation's listed there on the screen, as well as my email. But if you're interested, feel free to give me a call. My direct phone line is 317-217-1608. So if you're interested in coming, want more information, or just like, yes, I want to come, give me a call or shoot me an email. I'd be happy to kind of, officially register you, if you will, and we can plan to have you as a guest.
Yeah,
So.
and you can also use that same number if you have future topics or future information you want to learn about. Like she said, we'd be happy to come out and talk about a specific topic. You said Eli Lilly is sponsoring that. Is there a reason Eli Lilly is getting involved with the Arthritis Foundation?
Great question. They are really starting to kind of explore treatment options for rheumatoid arthritis, and they really want to work hard to provide some educational information to the community, and really, really working hard to bridge that gap between patients and physicians, and making sure that everybody's on the same page so that patients get the best treatment possible.
Yeah, and if you've been reading the news, Eli Lilly just announced that they're expanding in Indianapolis. On top of that, their arthritis drug has done very well recently in the tests, and they're hoping to have a new drug on the market in 2017, I believe, which is great news. There are a lot of great drugs out there, but for some people, everything that's out there doesn't work, so any new option is a great new option for people.
Definitely. I know that there are some folks really looking forward to having another choice, because as you said, there are a lot of folks that have exhausted all of the options that are currently out there, and this is kind of their next best hope. So
Yeah.
so it's really exciting. And then, I also wanted to mention that Kendall kind of talked about, making sure that you're tracking things between your visits. And we've talked about our Better Living Toolkit before, but you can order that online or by phone. It's a great resource, and in there's that health tracker. So this is a great tool that you can have on hand to track what kind of flare-ups and things are happening between your visits. And we'll have opportunity to sign up to do that at the event, but you can, if you can't make it on the 17th, you can always order it online at betterlivingtoolkit.org. So you can get that information there and order it, and we'll send it right to your house, and so that you can kind of, even if you can't come to the event, you can prepare to see your physician and, just be prepared in general to, battle arthritis. Yeah, as it is.
And I know a lot of people, like we said, they'll think about maybe tracking how they feel, but they don't think about what they're eating and what you're eating can cause a flare. So sometimes you tracking both, you can kind of pair the two up. Oh, I ate this and then I didn't feel so good the next day. So that's also information you might want to share with your doctor, is what foods seem to cause the flare, and maybe you stay away from those.
You bet. So there's lots of things that you can do, and we're hoping that by having an event like this, we can really tie it all together, and bring everybody on the same page when they're looking at treating arthritis.
We also have our Jingle Bell Run coming up on December 13th at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Anybody who registers with the code BELLS gets $5 off their registration, and it's a run in December, so people are thinking, what does that have to do with arthritis? You don't have to have arthritis to run. We have a lot of competitive runners, but we do have a 1 mile walk that you can do if you have arthritis, or if you don't want to come out, we have what's called your Jingle and your Jammies, and you can register and stay home, and we'll mail you the event t-shirt ahead of time so you can wear it the morning of the race, and you don't have to leave the comfort of your home. And registration for Jingle and your Jammies ends November 11th, so there's just a few days.
Yeah, that's coming up quick.
Yes.
What are some of the other activities that you guys have at the Jingle Bell Run? 'Cause it's not just the run and the walk.
There will be exhibit booths there, and then on top of that, we have a free kids run. Santa will be there, and we'll have a live reindeer there. So lots of activities for the whole family at Bankers Life. And the good thing about Bankers Life is you don't have to go out in the cold until it's race time. You can stay inside.
Yes. So for those of you that are thinking, arthritis and being outside in the cold, thankfully, you don't have to do that. So
yes.
It's a fun
holiday event. So we hope to see you all out there, and we hope to have you at the November 17th event.
Please.
And we will see you next month. Thank you for watching.